Hello everybody, this is Gruesome Fox coming at you with two matches here in the buffed Gelgoog Marine Commander Type. These are both going to be 500 cost matches in the level 2 Gelgoog Marine Commander Type, and for both of these matches we are going to be on Port Base High Tide, which is a big reason I wanted to use both of these matches here because I have not gotten this map in quite a while, and man, really just miss playing Port Base because it is one of my favorite maps, probably my favorite map in general. I really love this map, but it's just so hard to come by these days, so was really glad that I was able to get two good matches here using the level 2 Gelgoog Marine Commander Type. And speaking of the unit adjustments, since this was part of November's, I think this is going to be the last suit I really cover in this format for the November 2024 unit adjustments. Mainly because we are already going well into December at this point, so, these buffs at this rate are kind of like old news, and unfortunately going to get tackled twice in a short period of time here. Not really planning my melee attacks that well, but, yeah, probably the last buff that I think I'm going to cover in my usual unit adjustment format here. Maybe I'll have some videos for some of the other suits, since suits like the Zaku High Mobility Type late model and the Zaku 1 Sniper. Suits like that, those are both suits that I still play quite a bit, so probably will have some more normal style videos at some point with those. But again, with the Gelgoog Marine Commander Type here, this is probably going to be the last one I do in this style of format. We're probably going to have some December unit adjustments soon as well. At least I would assume so, there might be some interesting stuff coming from that as well that I might, maybe cover in the future. But, yeah, Gelgoog Marine Commander Type here. This is a general type mobile suit. Goes from 450 all the way up to 600. So we have 4 different levels of the Marine Commander Type here. Again, these are going to be used, these two videos here, I did only use the level 2 version, but I did play some other matches where I did use the other costs. I think I also played this suit on stream as well, testing out the buffs, and, well, I'll stop rambling about that and really get into the nitty-gritty here, since I've already spent a good 2.5 minutes talking about this, so we'll get into the unit adjustments here, and as usual, we're going to be starting off with the unit specs. And starting off with some changes to the part slots, we have the close range part slots will increase from 7 to 9, mid-range part slots will increase from 11 to 12, and long-range part slots will increase from 14 to 15, and this applies to the upper levels as well. The unit skill, Flight Control Program Level 2 has been given, and for the Level 3 and 4 version of the Marine Commander Type, the Flight Control Program Level 3 has been given. The unit skill, Force Injector Level 1, has been adjusted to Level 2, and for the Level 3, the unit HP was increased from 18,500 to 20,500, and this applies to upper levels as well, meaning that only the Level 3 and Level 4 versions got an HP increase. Moving on here, we're going to have our first weapon buff here, and that's going to be to your sub-weapon. And this is actually going to be a replacement for the ARM 110mm rapid-fire cannon. We now have the ARM 110mm rapid-fire cannon enhanced. This is a new, improved form of the original ARM cannon, where the power was increased from 150 to 200. Upper levels have also been enhanced. The range is increased from 130 to 250, and the ASL range has been extended. And then the final sub-weapon buff here we have is going to be for the head-mounted Vulcan 2 late model, where the power was increased from 80 to 100, upper levels have also been enhanced, the rate of fire has been increased, and the weapon switching time has been shortened. And that is everything we have here for the unit adjustments. Not really a big list when it comes to the buffs here, but still some interesting things that I thought were worth talking about with this suit, and the star player here is definitely going to be the new ARM rapid-fire cannon. Yeah, this ARM cannon is really good. I think it's a really good ARM cannon. It's a very nice improvement to the original version, and I really wish they put this on the Raid Gelgoog Marine as well. I don't think they will because, with the Gelgoog Marine Commander Type here being a more range-based mobile suit, it does make sense that this one would have more damage and range. While the Raid Gelgoog Marine, it's a raid, so obviously it's a bit more close range and melee oriented, so they probably didn't want to give it a ranged arm cannon, but I feel like it would still work because, this suit, you do have the head Vulcans as well, so I think giving the Gelgoog Marine the new arm cannon would be a pretty good benefit since that version does not have the head Vulcans like this one does, so, just something that I thought would be pretty cool, but again, I understand why they didn't make that change. But the arm cannons, they are pretty good. I feel like these have always been a decent weapon, really more just held back by their range, because they're really good at getting stuns. That's like the main thing, I feel like, for the arm cannon. It is a pretty decent accumulation stun weapon, but, you used to have to be really close with the Gelgoog Marine Commander Type in order to really get it to function. And when you take the history of the suit into consideration, when the suit didn't have Vulcans, so yeah, that was very interesting time. I still don't understand why the suit didn't have Vulcans initially, but yeah, you had to be a lot closer to get a stun with this, but now, not only do you do increased damage, but you also have more range, so you can stay at a safer distance while trying to get an accumulation stun, and it's also really good if you want to fire it into your teammates, and maybe try to do damage to an enemy without worrying about accidentally stunning someone on your team. So that's another good benefit of it there, and also good if you don't want to, accidentally overheat your rifle. So definitely a few benefits when it comes to the new arm gatling here. The Vulcans are also pretty alright, nothing too special to say about them. They're a pair of Vulcans, they do all the usual Vulcan things you can boost while using them, so just another thing that is nice to have as a sub-weapon here. But yeah, really for the sub-weapons, I do feel like the buffs overall are really good. As I mentioned, the star player is definitely going to be that arm rapid-fire cannon. That's definitely the biggest thing, I think, in general when it comes to this buff. And hey, there is a prototype Stark Jagan. But other than that, the unit adjustments themselves are pretty standard. Changes to part slots, some increased HP for the level 3 and 4 variation, some new skills or some higher level skills. Again, really nothing too major when it comes to the buff list, so I do think overall it is a pretty good unit adjustment for the Gelgoog Marine Commander Type here, since, playing this suit, since I've played the suit so long, especially at 600, because I've used this suit at 600 plenty of times, it's just one of those suits that I just like to get out on occasion, especially in quick matches. This is where I usually try to use the level 6 version. Before I continue on with my tall tales here, first, top in individual, top in assist, and top in damage for the first match there. First place, 6 kills and 2 loss. Not too shabby there, and we had an all-general, not all-general, but mostly general and 1 support team. But the next match here, we are going to have a more balanced team setup. And hey, there's also a Barzam on our team, which was another suit that got buffed as part of the unit adjustments. Same with the Gundam Unit 4 there, but yeah, focusing on the Gelgoog Marine Commander Type, and what I was saying earlier, yeah, I not used to, but still kind of use this suit at higher cost sometimes. It's kind of died down a bit. I really don't use that 600 as much as I used to. Again, really more or less reserve it for quick matches. 600, I just kind of go with Jan Fjavin. That's like my main general these days. But with the Marine Commander Type here, I always thought it was a pretty fun suit to play, especially since it's pretty similar to the Gelgoog Jaeger. This is pretty much just a general version of the Gelgoog Jaeger, where you have a arm gatling and Vulcans instead of I should say, yeah, the Gelgoog Jaeger has Vulcans, so the only difference really is that you are a general, you have a shield, and you have a ballistic arm cannon instead of the beam spot gun. And I also find it kind of interesting that every time they seem to change one of the Gelgoogs that have an arm weapon, every time they change the arm weapon, it ends up being a pretty decent buff. So, just something weird that I recognized, but yeah, I always thought the suit was a fun suit to play, but I mean, even from me playing it, I could tell that it was lagging behind a lot of other suits at 600, or even some of the other high costs as well. Maybe 450 and 500, like closer to its native cost. I'd say it was probably still doing alright for the most part, because, you know, usually suits work their best at native, I feel like. Probably some exceptions, since there are some suits that I really don't play at their native cost, but do find them better at higher costs, so probably some exceptions to the rule there, but I do think the Gelgoog Marine Commander Type here, for the times that I've played it 450 at its level 1, I always felt like it always went decently well, so I can see why they focused some of their buffs more on the higher level versions, like the HP increase for the level 3 and 4. But yeah, I mean, I really don't have too much else to say about the unit adjustments themselves. Again, it's a pretty standard set of adjustments that we usually see when they do these kind of things, so really more or less just wanted to talk about the Marine Commander Type itself here, since, as I mentioned, this is a favorite suit of mine, something that I've played quite a bit, and it's also just one of my favorite Gelgoog variants in general, so really just like using it. I wish the high-grade model kit was better, but that's a thing for a different time, so yeah, I think that might be all I have to say for at least the unit adjustments here, so probably going from this point forward, I'm going to be focusing more on some regular style matches that I typically do, because I do have a couple suits that I've been meaning to talk about, but kind of just ended up putting in backlog because I wanted to focus on the large amount of unit adjustments that we have gotten. Could probably do a brief little thing talking about some of the other suits I've played. Since I don't, like I said, I probably won't cover them in this format, so I guess it's a brief rundown. The Zaku 1 Sniper type and the Jim Sniper, I feel like both of those are pretty good after the buff. I really like the new Jirobi style weapon that they got, the continuous beam. That's been a really nice change for both of those suits there. The Zaku High Mobility type late model, I do enjoy the buffs. I don't know how much I enjoy them though, since that's another suit that I really like playing, and I don't know. I haven't really been too certain about that one. I don't know if it's just because I haven't been able to get a really decent match in it, but I will say having the smoke grenade is a pretty nifty utility to have for that suit, especially if you're using the forward tube missile launcher, because then you can give yourself temporary stealth and sneak up on somebody. So that's a really nice option you have there. And then the Barzam, I have tried the Barzam. It's alright with the rapid beam. I'm not too big on the rapid beam. It seems just kind of there, like they wanted to give it another sub-weapon, so really nothing too big to say about that. And I think the last one I really want to talk about is going to be the regular Gelgoog. Since that did get the J grenades, which I do really like the J grenades, I just never liked the DeWass custom where these grenades originated from. But on the regular Gelgoog, I do think they are pretty good to have. Still just not too big on the regular Gelgoog itself. Still kind of feels, even at its native cost, I don't think I really got anything too decent with it. So again, nothing really too big to say about it from a buff perspective, but I think for the J grenades themselves, I think it is a pretty nice utility weapon to have, especially at lower cost. So yeah, I do like that, but that's probably going to be my quick rundown for some of the other buffs. I don't think there's anything else I really use to an extent to really form too much of an opinion on it. That was just kind of the small list of suits that I had plans to do, but just ended up not doing, and I probably won't really do now. So kind of a pretty quick rundown, but yeah, I think that's going to be all I have to say for this video, so I'm going to let the last 2 minutes of this match play out. Comment down below what you think about the buffed Gelgoog Marine Commander Type. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and with that, I will see you all in the next one. Later.
Supporting fire incoming. An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit. Long-range supporting fire is a go. Firing has stopped. Darn, that supporting fire didn't achieve much. An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit. See you soon. This op's got 1 minute to go. Don't get sloppy now. We've lost an allied unit. We win! Here are this battle's rewards.